Hey guys, it's been a bit since I've done a video. I know I did one last week when I went to the emergency room because things were getting pretty bad and I was told to just get it checked out. And my CT scan turned out completely normal, so it was a concussion that I had. Um, so um, I felt pretty good the next day, and each day I continued to feel better, but I have come to admit that I am a huge klutz, and a lot of things happen to me where I trip, I fall, and used to be something I laugh at, and I probably still will continue to laugh at, but now it carries a little more weight where I have to be careful. So, yes, I've joked about wearing a helmet, um, but then it would press on my shunt, and that would be disastrous. And then a lot of people said I need to be in a bubble, and I do. So I don't know if I should invent a special helmet for people with shunts in the back of their head where it has a little extra like swoop out to help them. But protect your heads at all times, guys. It's very easy to hit your head. So I to be honest, I am still trying to figure out what exactly I was doing, which is why I further believe them when they said I had a concussion, because there were so many different things that happened, and I don't know which event it was that caused it, but my goose eggs have finally gone down, and I'm, like I said, I'm much better, so I just need to be extra careful. Extra careful. So I almost hit my head when I was bending to get bags out of my car. And naturally, it's just I moved my head up, but thankfully, I like paused right before I hit my head. So slowly, I am starting to get a hang of it. Slowly. I think I've learned my lesson. Not only that, my insurance deductibles start all over again in January, so I don't want any more bills. Right now, I've way more than met it. So it's like, you need procedures, get them done now. I don't want any procedures, but I'm just saying, going to like the hospital that I did, I probably have who even knows what the bill would be, like thousands of dollars, but I've already hit my deductible. So I don't want to go through that this year. Hopefully it's 2021 is uneventful. But I do have an angiogram in February. Once you hit your 1 year mark from your procedure, I always forget because I had all this happen at the end of January, but I didn't have my major surgery until like February, beginning of February. My second surgery in March. But I have my angiogram in February, so I don't even know how much that's going to cost. I can't wait. And post-traumatic stress disorder is going to kick in with that one. So I'm really not looking forward to this, but it's a necessary thing that has to be done, and I realize that. So what have I been doing lately? I have been reading more research stuff, and I sent stuff over to the Neuro Institute, and I said that my primary focus is really actually on behavioral health, um, on our mental health after we experience this, and how we're different versions of ourselves, and many people steer in different directions or handle things in different ways, and I just wanted to get more information on like predictive models of like high risk category of like age. Have they done studies like women at this age, if they suffer it, are at a high risk of like depression and so forth. So they did send me over some information on that, so I'm looking over that piece. So I was gonna do video segments on my research, but I would rather just publish what I have come up with. That way you can visually go back to it and read it and see what it says. But they also sent me a link of if I think of anything to draft something to send to local leaders about implementing things. So that's my other piece that I'll be working on too, after I feel that I have come up with enough information and pieced a lot together, that I will present something to my state, about having more of a focus on this, and what to do to mitigate some risk. So I need to make sure that it's a very comprehensive piece that I'm going to submit. So it's going to take a lot of time to go over and put down all the studies, and then what the risks are, and then ways to curve it. So that's kind of where I'm at, is just kind of on the side, doing that. And then the other piece is, I said when I hit my 1 year mark, that I wanted to take pieces of my blog and then kind of construct it into a book. So eventually, towards the end of January, I'm going to look at everything that I've written and take snippets of it and do that. So I know I've already mentioned that, but I don't know. You may not hear from me so much after January. I mean, I'm still probably going to blog all the time, because it's very therapeutic, and I don't think that it stops after 1 year. So, obviously I'm going to continue to document everything that I'm feeling, as a record of, how I'm processing everything that's happened to me, and, throughout the time, because 1 year doesn't mean, okay, story's over. Your story continues. And, maybe new things come up, or you learn something different, or, something comes to light that you're going to shed on. So, and I think most stroke survivors that have, 5-10 years out, they can say, of course, we've got plenty of knowledge that we've learned in our time. So That's something I'm never gonna stop, is the blogging, and I'll still do like videos here and there, but I just know that in like towards the end of January that I'm going to be really busy trying to sort everything out, and also find ways of giving back to my hospital that saved my life. You know, if there's any way that I can be of service to them and help them out, I feel like, you know, I should give back. And they are the most remarkable hospital system I've ever seen. And the neurosurgeon, as I've said, is my angel, and she continues to be my angel. And the ICU nurses were top notch. I mean, just, you know, when I had this, like, COVID was just starting to amp up, you know, and these nurses have a lot on their hands. And, you know, not once did they show that they were stressed out by any means. They were happy and loving and caring towards me, and even to my family members. And I'm like, I've never encountered this amount of nurses, and, you know, my time of having medical problems, of having, you know, sometimes you have like one bad one where you're like, ugh, I hope I don't get that one next. All of them were outstanding. So I feel like giving back is something that I want to do too. So, but just my plans. But I don't know. I've kind of been holiday fatigued, so I haven't done too much. You know, prepping for in-laws coming in next weekend, and then Christmas will be here before we know it. I mean, it just seems like everything is going so quick. So quick. I mean, I feel like I got married just yesterday, and we have our wedding anniversary on Monday. And I joke that we started the two wedding trend because we legally got married on our actual dating anniversary in our state for paperwork. So technically, when we got married in Florida, we were already legally married. But we wanted a friend to do the ceremony in Florida and make it more fun and like catered towards us. So that's why, and then, you know, with the dress and all that stuff. So we have two wedding anniversaries, but the one coming up means a lot to me. So it's just hard to believe, like, around this time last year, it showed up in my memories that we had just arrived in Florida. And I had made a Facebook post that I had broken a nail getting my luggage out. And so I shared it again on Facebook, and I was like, 2019 problems. Those were 2019 problems. I broke a nail. Could you imagine if I even said that now? Wouldn't that be good? So I reflect back on that. 2019 was such a great year. So I am looking at this year as one of, I don't know how I'm gonna reflect back on this year. I mean, it's obviously hell, and we're all suffering. Every single one of us is suffering at a level. we feel like we're prisoners, where we have so many restrictions. People are losing their jobs. Companies are having to shut down because it makes more financial sense. Um, it's just um, events that normally take place, like down at our plaza ceremony. The plaza is a really beautiful area in our area, and we always do lighting, ceremony where the whole area is all lit up. And it's usually like on Thanksgiving night, and there's a huge crowd, and it was virtual this year, as I'm sure it's probably virtual everywhere. So it's like, I can't wait till we get back to some sense of normalcy. But I have to think that even though this has been a crappy year with the stroke, ruptured brain aneurysm, hydrocephalus, COVID, you name it, blah, 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 all this stuff, it has caused me to do a lot of self-reflection, problem solving, and just figuring out stuff. And as awful as it is being trapped, it gives you time to sort it. There's no more of this outside noise of I have to do this. Like, that chaos has quieted down, and it really gives you time to really think about things and maybe do things that you didn't think you could, or learn a new thing that you didn't think you could, because we're always such a go 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 society. I mean, it's just, it never ends, and people often say that they're fatigued because it's like they've got to work and drop someone off at practice, or do this, or run errands, or there's so many commitments, and oh god, I just want some rest. And now it's like this is like we're getting a year, probably more, of rest. So I want to look at it that way, as much as I still hate this year. I'm trying to put somewhat of a positive spin on it and say that it is a year of rest, and really appreciating my time, and just being able to spend time, quality time with my husband and my two Yorkies. The day that we have to go back to work eventually, I don't know what they're gonna do. I think they may have a mental breakdown, because they've had the luxury of not being in their kennel, although it's not like a kennel, it's like a Thunderdome thing, like a little playpen that I put them in during the day. I mean, it's comfortable. It's not like they're in jail, but they've had the luxury of laying with me, so I don't know how they're gonna respond to that. But I don't even know what going back to work is gonna look like either, because I think a lot of companies are starting to realize that having people in the office is not as essential as they initially thought. And I think overall, all these big companies have managed to do well under the circumstances, and collaborate and still conduct business from home and be in the comfort of their home. And So I don't know what it's going to look like eventually. Like, are we going to have it to where more, you know, essential type workers go back to the building, or do we do a hybrid method where, you know, you come in maybe twice a week for collaboration, or, you know, give people the choice, you know, you can work from home or you can be in the office. For me, working from home, I feel more productive, and I'm not just saying that because I just don't want to leave. I actually feel more productive working from home than I ever have, because I don't have distractions, and I'm able to wake up and I don't have a commute. I'm able to immediately start working and be done. And, you know, I don't have like all the noise that is distracting. So for me, I feel more productive. So I don't know what my company is going to do, but, you know, whatever they decide, I mean, I'm going to follow with them. But, you know, given, you know, my stroke and stuff, it, you know, kind of gives me some pause, like scared, like, you know, I'm able to start work early because I know at a certain time that the fatigue sets in. Now, if I start going back to work, I'm going to have that commute time and I'm going to be back to coming home later, and I don't know. But, you know, maybe it'll get better by then. I don't know. I really don't know what this country is going to look like, or the world for that matter, is going to look like. So it's just a lot of question marks out there. And we are all trying to figure this out. This isn't the first time, and this will not be the last time something big like this consumes us. And, you know, you learn from it, and, you know, you develop different methodologies of how to handle certain things. So, or how you process your own internal feelings on what's going on, and being more aware, you know. I mean, we've always been told wash your hands. I mean, that's a given. I hope that everyone always washes their hands. But, you know, maybe people were like, quick little pump of soap in 2 seconds washing their hands. I don't know. Hopefully this is gonna cause better hygiene, which we should all have anyways. So, and I, you know, socially distancing, I hate that term now. It's like something I cannot stand. But, you know, hopefully they continue the socially distancing when you're in line at stores, because I've always had an issue, and I have always complained about this. I cannot stand, I'll give you Target for instance, being at Target and, like, you know, I'm in line and, you know, I'm putting my stuff up on the thing. I'm a nice person, okay? I take the little bar and I put it right there, so that way as the cart, you know, starts, or the little thing starts moving, the person behind me can start setting their stuff down. But there's these aggressive people that, like, pretty much push their shopping cart up against you and are in your face when you're, like, you know, move your cart and you're starting to pay, and are already, like, right up there where they're, like, looking at your PIN number almost. So I'm like, back off. Especially at the pharmacy too, like having someone like breathing down my neck. So I hope they keep, like, the little blue dots or whatever. I hope they continue to do that. With that said, you know, there are instances where, I mean, we can't be like always socially distant from places, you know, like it's not going to work that way. So I don't know what this world is even going to look like, but I am optimistic and I am very curious to see what happens. So, and guess what? We are part of history and we are the guinea pigs of this pandemic and how we operate. What worked, what did not work. We are the test subjects. Doesn't sound fun, but yep, we are. So, anyways, obviously, I didn't really have like a topic per se to talk about, go into, but I wanted to just like touch base, let y'all know that I'm doing okay, and I am looking forward to the holidays, my favorite time of the year, minus the cold, although not gonna mind it this year because I don't have to leave. If you want to snow, snow. Go ahead. Watch this be the one year though where we get to stay home. No ice, no snow. That's right. It's gonna be a abnormally warm winter. That's just the way it's gonna go. I'm predicting this. Apparently my dogs did not like that assessment. So anyways, I am finishing up a blog and it is about blowing bubbles and popping them, analogy for continuously something coming and desperately trying to pop those bubbles. Kind of a unique twist on things in life. So, but I hope you guys are all doing good, and you know, I'll check back in next time I have some free time alone. So have a good weekend, guys.